Hey guys, we're still going to go ahead with all of our lessons. I'm just going to teach from the iPad and screencast it, and you'll watch it during class. Then you'll have your homework. I'll go over the homework tomorrow on the iPad just like I'm there, except you won't get to see my pretty face because I have been quarantined, in case you did not know. I will not be back until next Friday. So this is the way we're going to have to finish out kind of the semester here. So bear with me. We really only have one more thing to really learn, and that's two-step equations. We're going to work on those today and tomorrow. Tomorrow you're actually going to have a quiz, and we'll work on them also the next day. So just bear with me as we get through this, okay? All right, solving two-step equations. Undo addition or subtraction with the inverse operation. So this is going to be a lot like one-step equations, except now you are going to have two steps. Not much different, okay? And you're going to see that in just a second. Undo the multiplication or division with the inverse operation. We're going to isolate the variable, which we have been doing. So if you forget the steps, these are the 4 steps at the top, okay? And then number 4 is obviously check your answer. Okay? All right. So we're going to use these models below to solve the equation. These are going to look a little unique because we don't use these all the time, but I'm going to show you them because you may see them in the future, okay? All right, how many x's are there? There's going to be 2, so it is 2x. How do I know it's multiplication? Because when they draw the models, those long strips are multiplication, okay? 2x plus 4. How do I know it's 4? Okay, so there is 1, 2, 3, 4. So how do I know it is plus? Because those are all positive ones. So it would be plus 4. Okay. So 2x plus 4 equals 1, 2, 3. Now that is just a two-step equation. Okay, so it's going to take 2 steps to solve this. The first step that we're going to have to do is combine like terms. And I'm going to change my color to blue here. So like terms, so that is the positive 4 and the 3. Why are they like terms? Because neither one of them have an x, okay? So I'm going to take the 4 to the 3 side. Why am I going to go to that side? Because I need to get away from x. I need to isolate the variable, okay? Remember, this is going to take 2 steps, so we're not going to be able to do it all in one step. It's going to take 2 steps, okay? So what is the opposite of adding 4? We're going to subtract 4 from both sides, okay? I'm going to change my color again. Let's go with green this time. Okay, so we're left with those cancel. I'm left with 2x equals -1. Okay? Now that looks like a one-step equation, okay? Which we should know how to do. So I'm going to do, once again, I'm going to change my color. How do we get rid of that 2 times x? Well, we do the opposite. We divide. We divide both sides by 2. Guess what happens to those 2's? They cancel. I'm left with x equals -1/2. That is your answer. Okay? How do I go back and check it? Because step number 4 was to go check it. You take x and you plug it back into the equation. I'm going to draw it over here. Okay, let me choose a different color here. Let's go purple. Okay, so we're going to go 2, parentheses, -1 1/2, because that's what x equals, because it was 2x. Okay, and we put -1 1/2 where x is. So you can enter all this in your calculator. Plus 4. Does that equal 3 when you put that into your calculator? If it does, then your answer is correct. Okay? All right. Once again, I didn't tell you this before, but just ask the substitute or teacher in the class to slow down as we go through these, because I'm not going to pause. We'll just let the substitute pause where you guys kind of need to pause, okay? All right, moving on. Next one. Okay, we're dealing with a model again. That is 1, 2, 3, and they're long ones, so it means multiplication. So it's 3x, okay? 1, 2, so it's plus 2. How do I know it's adding 2? Because they're both positive 2's, okay? Bring down your equal sign. All right, so how many do I have on this side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a positive 8. How do I know that? Because they're all positives. All right, now this is a two-step equation, so it's going to take 2 steps, okay? The first thing that we need to do is find the like terms and get them together away from the variable, okay? So that means I'm going to take 2 to the other side. How do I get it to the other side? We have to do the opposite, okay? So we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. Those 2's cancel out. I'm left with 3x equals 6. All right, the next step, what does 3x mean? It means multiplication, so we do the opposite. So we're going to divide by 3. Those are going to cancel out. I'm going to be left with x equals 2. That is your answer. To go back and check it, all you do is plug 2 in where x was. So once again, I'm going to do this in purple. Yes, you need to write this down. Okay, so it's going to be 3. I'm going to put 2 where the x was, plus 2. Does that equal 8 when you work it out? Does that equal 8? Does that equal 8 when you enter it on your calculator? If it does, then you got the correct answer, which we did. Okay. All right, moving on. Away from the models and just two-step equations. Okay. This one looks a little bit different because the 3k and the 10 are kind of swapped from what we did up top, but that doesn't change what we do. We still combine the like terms. So I'm going to circle the like terms or square the like terms. We have to get them combined, and we have to go away from the variable. So that means the 10 is going to go to the 22 side. How do we get it over there? Well, you're right. We subtract 10. Those 10s cancel, okay? And we are left with 3k. I don't need that plus sign anymore because we know it's a positive 3k equals 12, okay? How do I get the 3 away from the variable? Well, that means multiplication, so we're going to divide. And I'm left with k is going to equal 4. That is your answer. Again, all you have to do to check your answer is plug whatever you got for x back into the original equation. So it'll be 10 plus 3 times 4. Does that equal 22 on your calculator? All you have to do is enter that part right there and tell me if it equals 22 on your calculator. If it does, then you have the correct answer, okay? All right, moving on. Again, just tell the subs to pause it if you get behind. Well, I know you guys don't like when the variable's on the right side, so I'm going to move it to the left side. Remember, we can do that, okay? All we do is take what I'm boxing in here, okay, and put it over here. So the new problem becomes 4p minus 5 equals 19. So we'll get rid of all that, okay? Now, how do we solve this problem? Again, we combine like terms, okay? Take the negative 5 over to the right side. Why? Because we want to get away from the variable. We want the variable left by itself. The variable stinks. We want to leave him by itself. What is the opposite of negative 5? How do we get it to the other side? We add 5. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, those 5s are going to cancel out. And we are going to be left with 4p equals 24. How do we get the 4 away from the p? Yep, you guessed it. We're going to divide. Perfect. Great answer. Okay, we're going to divide. Those 4's cancel out, and we're left with P equals 6. Once again, how do you check it? You just go back and plug that P, that 6 in for the P up top, which I will do down here at the bottom. Real quick, I'll do it in red this time. Does 19 equal 4 times 6 minus 5? Enter that in your calculator and tell me if it equals 19. If it does, then we got the correct answer, which we did. Okay? I guess I should be writing these right here. My bad. You guys would have corrected me if I was there. All right. This one looks a little bit different, but it's really not that different at all. Okay? We are still going to combine like terms first. We're still going to go away from the variable. So -8 is still going to go to that side over there. How are we going to get it over there? You're right. We're going to add 8 to both sides. Those are going to cancel out. We're going to be left with r over 2 equals 24. Again, this time we're not dividing. R over 2 means to divide. That means r divided by 2. So what is the opposite of r divided by 2? 2 times r. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2. Those cancel. We're left with r equals 48. That is your answer. Go down here and you check your work. And you put 48 over 2 minus 8 in your calculator. And if it gives you 16, then you got the correct answer. Put that in your calculator. Okay. All right. If you do have any questions, we're going to do the back in just a second. But if you do have any questions, you can ask the substitute. And if they don't know the answer, they will get with me. I'm sitting at home waiting on you guys to ask questions. Okay. All right. You may need another piece of paper because we're actually going to work all of these right here. And you may not have enough room to do it. So if you need another piece of paper, go ahead and get that out now. All right, I'm going to try to work these in these small boxes here. You're probably not going to be able to. So again, if you need a piece of paper, get one out. All right. 4x minus 8 equals 32. What are we going to do first? We're going to combine the like terms. So we're going to take -8 to the right side. How do we do that? Well, yes, you're right. Again, we add 8 to both sides. The 8 on the left side cancel out. We're left with 4x equals 40. 4x, how do I get rid of that? That means 4 times x. So what do? What's the opposite? Divide by 4. Those go away. I'm left with x equals 10. Okay. All right, the second one. Also, while I'm thinking about it, also on Google Classroom, if you still don't like the way I'm teaching it and still do not understand it, there is your favorite professor, the math antics guy, showing you how to do it also. So please do not say you did not know how to get it, because you have 2 people showing you how to do it. So don't claim you didn't get shown. Okay. All right. 6x plus 9 equals 27. If you feel like you can do these and you want to go ahead and work them out, you may go ahead and do that. Okay. All right. We're going to combine like terms again. We're going to take the 9 to the right side away from the variable. How do we do that? We do the opposite of +9, which is subtract 9. Those go away, and I'm left with 6x equals 18. 6 times x, what is the opposite of that? That means to divide. Those go away, and I'm left with x equals 3. All right. The next one, x over 4 plus 8 equals 41. Again, find your like terms, the ones without variables. Okay, if you forgot what like terms are, you better know, because you got a test coming up on it. We're going to take 8 to the other side. How do we do that? Well, yes, you're right again. We subtract 8. Those go away. I'm left with x over 4 equals 33. What does x over 4 mean? Okay, that means x divided by 4. What is the opposite? Multiplication. So you're going to multiply both sides by 4. What is 4 times 33? Yes, it is 132. Great answer, class. Really good answer. X is 132. All right. Whatever number the next one is. 9x minus 10 equals 62. All right, again, how do we do this? Again, same old thing. We combine like terms. I think you're getting the point here. We're going to go away from the variable, so we're going to take the negative 10 to the other side. How do we do that? How do we take it to the other side? Well, we actually have to do the opposite, so we keep our things balanced. Okay, those go away, and I'm left with 52. The 9x comes down. 9x equals 52, or 62. My bad, I'm trying to change the problem. 62. That was 72. Look, Coach Sparkman can't even add. I'm at home and still can't add. 72. All right. Anyways, now how do we get rid of the 9 times x? Yeah, you're right again. Y'all are on a roll, I tell you. You're going to divide by 9. Those 9s go away. I'm left with x is going to equal 8. 72 divided by 9 is 8. Every day of the week that ends in y. All right, next problem. X over 6 plus 2 equals 16. All right, like terms again. Take the 2 away from the variable. What is the opposite of that? It is going to be subtract 2 from both sides. Those are going to go away. And I'm going to be left with x over 6 equals 14. Now what am I going to do? X divided by 6. So what is the opposite of that? Well, multiplication. Those cancel. I'm left with x is going to equal, yes, 14 times 6 is 84. Great job. All right. Number 7, I believe. Sounds like we're never going to get done with all these. There's a million of them. Number 7. The reversed. Okay, let's just scroll over. So remember, I can just take this and flip it to the other side. Okay, it's not a problem. So that's what I'm going to do when I rewrite it. I'm going to flip it. Okay, so don't be mesmerized when I do flip it. So it's 5 plus 7x equals 19. All right, again, like terms, it looks a little different, but that's okay. Like terms, they're still there. 5 has to go to the right side. What is the opposite of positive 5? Negative 5, so we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. And I'm going to be left with 7x. Why did I not include the positive? Because we know it's positive. That's an unnecessary sign at this point because I don't need to write the plus right there, okay? That's unnecessary, okay? Let me undo that. Okay, 7x equals 14. 7 times x. So what do we do to get rid of the 7? We divide by both sides by 7. Those cancel. I'm left with x equals 14 divided by 7 is the big number of 2. Great job. All right, I want you to try to work out the rest of them if you haven't by yourself. So whoever the sub is, will you please just pause it here. Give them about, I don't know, 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes to try to work 8 through 12 out. And then I'm going to go ahead and work them out. So just pause it right here. All right, welcome back, guys. 8 through 12. We're going to keep on keeping on here. Almost done. X over 3 minus 14 equals 9. It's a bad 9. Okay, once again, like terms here. There they are. Why are they like terms? Again, they don't have a variable. That's why. They're just plain numbers. Well, one's a negative, one's a positive. It doesn't matter. They're just numbers, okay? All right, we're going to take the negative 14 to the right side. I did not draw my arrow. There you go. What is the opposite of negative 14? Good thing I know the answer to that. It is adding 14 to both sides. Those are going to cancel out. I'm going to be left with x over 3 equals 23. X divided by 3, because x over 3 means x divided by 3, okay? So what is the opposite of division? Multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides. And you're going to be left with x is going to equal 69. Okay? Great job getting that one right, guys. I know most of you did. All right, moving on. Number 9. 8x minus 54 equals 82. Again, we're going to combine like terms. Move 54 over to the right side. I forgot to circle that in. So what's the opposite of negative 54? Add 54 to both sides. It's going to be a pretty big number. I believe that is going to be 136. So 8x equals 136, I believe. If I'm not right, I'm sorry. We're going to divide by 8 on both sides, and I'm going to be left with x is going to equal, I believe it's going to equal 17. All right, moving on. Number 10. The x is on the right side, so when I rewrite it, I'm going to go ahead and flip that, okay? Again, I'm just going to take this part right here and move it to the end. That way, x is on the left, okay? 6x minus 20, oops. There you go. Minus 24 is going to equal 42. All right. Again, find your like terms. There they are. Combine them. Take negative 24 to the right side, away from the variable. Why do we always go to the right with it? Because we're taking it away from the variable. Okay? The variable stinks. We have to get it by itself. What is the opposite of negative 24? We're going to add 24 to both sides. Those are obviously going to cancel. I'm going to be left with 6x is going to equal 66, I believe. 6 times x. What is the opposite of that? It's obviously division. 6 divided by 6 is 1, so I'm left with x equals 11. If you got that right, very good job. A+. You're so smart. Okay? All right. You heard me cough. All right. Next one. Number 11. 2 more. 10x plus 25 equals 50. All right. Again, like terms. Feel like a recorder on repeat. Take the 25 away from the variable. The variable stinks. We want it by itself. How do we get 25 to the other side? We do the opposite. So it's going to be subtract 25. Those are going to go away. I'm going to be left with 10x is going to equal 25. I need you to make sure when you do your homework to show your work. This is the same exact way. I know when I was at school last time, a lot of you were not showing your work. If you do not show your work, I'm going to count off on the test and quiz, okay? And you are going to have a quiz tomorrow. All right, 10x, how do we get rid of 10 times x? Well, we divide by 10. X equals 25 divided by 10 is 2.5. Remember, x can be a decimal, it can be a fraction, okay? Don't think you got it wrong just because it's a decimal or fraction. All right, and the last one, thankfully for today. Again, x is on the right, so I'm going to go ahead and flip it. I'm going to move that to the other side when I rewrite the problem over here, okay? So 7x minus 5 equals 58. Again, find your like terms. There they are. Bada bing, bada bang. The negative 5 is going to have to go to the right. Why? Because we're getting it away from the x, which stinks, and we need it by itself. Okay? How are we going to do that? We're going to do the opposite. So we're going to add 5. Those cancel out, and I'm going to be left with a 7x is going to equal, I believe that would be 63. And then how do I get rid of 7 times x? Well, I divide by 7, and I'm left with x is going to equal 9. Okay. All right. That is all for today's lesson. You will have your homework. When am I going to check your homework? I'm going to check your homework when I get back. So please keep your homework and your notes organized in order, and I will check them when I get back. Let me repeat that. If you're not listening, you might want to listen to what I'm saying. When I get back, I will check your homework and notes. So for the ones of you that are not organized, you better find a way to get organized really quick so you can have them when I come back. Okay, I'll be back next Friday if things go as planned. So save your work, do your homework, and I will check it when I get back next Friday. Okay? If you have questions and you need me, you can get the substitute, and I am available. You can do the little Gmail chat if you need something. You're going to have a quiz tomorrow, so be prepared for that. You're still going to have a test next Friday, and then you'll have one more quiz. So be prepared for that. Okay, guys? Any questions? If not, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll do this again for tomorrow's lesson or the next day's lesson. So just get on Google Classroom if you need. The videos will be there. I think that is it. Y'all have a great day. We'll see y'all on the flip side.